Prayer is not what we think it is. Prayer is one of the primary human potencies of power, but that's a different podcast, different conversation. But often I'll plunge into writing before I pray because you can get so lost in the depth and beauty of prayer when you're actually in the realization of the intimate universe that, right, you just because you're in the gnosis of it and there's nothing to be done. But then you have to come back. And you have to come back because we recognize and affirm the dignity of this world. And the recognition of the dignity of this world demands that we address suffering. It demands that we address broken hearts and broken vessels, right? And we address not only the intimate universe, but we address the failures of intimacy. And evil, at its core, is a failure of intimacy. That's what evil is. Evil is a failure of intimacy. Right now, if there's no intimate universe, there's no such thing as evil. I mean, there is no reason, if there's no intimate universe, why, in the horrific tragedy, let's say, of 1945-6 till 47-48, in the border of India and Pakistan, several million people died horrifically, right? In a story that's barely told of this kind of horrific religious war, right? And there's, right, that's not a problem if there's no intimate universe, or, the millions of gypsies who died, right, in World War II, or the 6 million Jews who died in the Holocaust, right? None of that's a problem, or the 50 million people that Genghis Khan, right, killed, and the unimaginable number he raped brutally, right? The story goes on and on. In other words, if there's no intimate universe, and intimacy is not a value of cosmos, and we're not in a field of value, and value is not real, well then, whatever, right? In other words, right? You can't actually, right, be inspired, your beautiful term. Inspired means the breath of she is moving in me. I am inspired, right? Kol man denafach midilei nafach in Aramaic. Everyone who breathes from she. And I'm inspired, right? She's moving in me. And every breath we drew was hallelujah, right? Right? And that's what hallelujah means. Hallelujah means, holelut means in Hebrew, drunken intoxication and pristine praise. And both of them, the holy and the broken, are Yah, hallelujah, Yah are the breath. And that's what you were intuiting, right? So beautifully. You call your podcast Inspired Evolution, meaning the breath of she that animates evolution. Huh? Like, how beautiful, right? And even though it all went wrong, I stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, right? And so hallelujah means that it's always in the field of value. Hallelujah means that I'm responsible for every baby, for every boy, for every girl, for every man, for every woman. That I can feel the whole and the whole can feel me. It means that my circle of intimacy is not just my egocentric circle, my family and survival friends. It's not just my tribe, all the Sikhs and all the Jews, right? Or all the Christians or all the Irish. And it's not just even every human being, right? So it's not just egocentric. It's not just ethnocentric intimacy. It's not just world-centric intimacy. It's cosmocentric intimacy. I can feel the whole. And I can feel the animals, and I can feel the fish, and I can feel the past, and I can feel the future generations, and all of the unborn who turn to us to have this conversation in order to address the meta-crisis so they get to be born. Right? That's what the meta-crisis means. The meta-crisis means that there are trillions of unborn babies that are crying to us now backwards through time and saying, don't look away. Don't deny. Don't become a doomer, right? Don't make a regressive fundamentalist move. Don't make a scientistic, not scientific, a scientistic, dogmatic, reductionist materialist move. They're saying enact a story of value that will allow us to be born. I mean, their birth depends on us. I mean, it's so hard to be intimate across space, right? Something's going on in Bulgaria. I don't know what's going on in Bulgaria. Ukraine, we can barely get the cities straight. India, which province, where, who, what, right? What's going on? South, north, right? Right. I was in Dharamsala at some point. The Dalai Lama and I had a fight at the Pope's summer residence. It's a different conversation. He had invited me to come to his home in Dharamsala I had given him something and I wanted to get it back. It's a different story, different time. But in any case, I'm traveling through India for the first time. And I'm like, right, the complexity, the richness, the depth, and right, people have no idea what, right? No idea what's there. And so it's so hard to be intimate with other people across space. How much harder it is to be intimate with people across time. Right. So the metacrisis means we are the only voice for the unborn. There are trillions of unborn human beings. And if we don't engage the metacrisis, their love stories will never be born. Like, that's unimaginable. That's the intimate universe. That's cosmocentric intimacy with past, present, and future. And that's the emergence of a new human. Our capacity to feel reality in that way is we're no longer just Homo sapiens. There's been a new evolution. We've gone from the first Big Bang, which is matter, to the second Big Bang, which is matter triumphing as life, to the third Big Bang, which is life, right? The biosphere triumphing as the depth of the self-reflective human mind. That's the three Big Bangs. But now we're at a moment in this time between worlds of a fourth Big Bang. And the fourth Big Bang is the birth of the new human. It's the birth of the new humanity. It's to move from kind of homo armor to homo amor, where I am the personal face of the amorous cosmos. Right? I'm the personal face of the evolutionary impulse, right? I am the unique intimacy of the intimate universe. Cosmoerotic humanism, right? In other words, it's the new human who embodies the new story. So when you and I, for a moment, are able to become intimate together with future generations, Homo Amor is born.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.